So, your son or daughter wants to start
A Toodle channel.
a YouTube. So, your son or daughter wants to start a YouTube channel, and you have no idea where to start. Well, you've come to the right video. So this is the video that I wish I had when I started Fiona's channel, the Fiona Frills channel. There's Fiona, and she'll be joining us a little bit later.
Yep.
So this is the video that I wish I had. As I started to think about what's involved in helping your son or daughter have a YouTube channel, I realized that this is probably like a 3-part series. So this first part is really the decision, the time investment, and some of the basics of what it takes to create, run, and kind of manage a YouTube channel. I have 5 key points I'm gonna make in this video, so let's get into that. Okay, so the first part is who wants to start the channel. Okay, I'm assuming it's your son or daughter. So the first thing is that if they are under the age of 13, you as the parent need to create, manage, and monitor the channel. That is legally the way it is with YouTube. So when you're setting it up, the channel, it's going to be you and it's going to be your birth date. It's not going to be your child's birth date. So just so you know that. So that's the first part, legal information. Need to get that out of the way. Second is of this first part is why do they want to start a YouTube channel? I think asking the questions and really understanding what's motivating them, why they want to do it. Is there what do they want to convey? What do they want to express? What do they want to show? Do they love gaming? Do they love DIYs? Do they love beauty and makeup? Playing music? I mean, it could be lots of different things, but it's really important to kind of find what is that core motivation for why they want to start a YouTube channel. The second point in this decision to start a YouTube channel is to understand what the time investment is going to be like, right? As a parent, you're going to be involved, and your child is going to be doing this, so you need to understand what the time investment is, what you need to know or learn to create a YouTube channel and run it successfully. And really, it kind of comes into 2 parts. There's really the up and running part and then the ongoing part. So the up and running might take a little bit more time, and then there's the ongoing part. And it takes time. It takes a lot of time if you want to be good at it, right? That's the most important thing. To kind of further this conversation, I'm going to bring Fiona in. So, hey Fiona, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Hi guys.
So I want to talk a little bit more about the time investment and kind of what's involved in like the things that you need to learn. So initially, when we started the channel a little over 2 years ago, I took on the responsibility to really learn what YouTube was all about. I learned editing software. I learned about uploading. I basically learned a whole lot of stuff to really understand it. And I'm going to have a lot of those links below. So initially, early on, we were taking maybe like an hour to film, and then I was editing, and it'd probably take me an hour, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah. But now, this is where we're at. Fiona now has over 20,000 subscribers, and she's going to talk a little bit about what it takes for her now to do it.
So it usually takes for like prepping, I would say it take about an hour, or maybe give or take a few minutes. You guys know what I mean here. And then it takes time to film. That's a very big time consumer. So that usually takes about 3 hours. Depends on what I'm shooting. Like probably 2 hours for a haul. Probably like 5 hours for like a morning routine because they are very precise. And then to edit, it takes about 2 hours, sometimes even 3, depending on how it's going, you know?
Right.
So that's just about
right. So that's where we're at. And I've read a lot of studies that show that obviously successful YouTubers that have over 1 million subscribers, they're spending the amount of time that Fiona is spending or even more.
Yeah, that's a lot.
As you're starting, hour of like filming and maybe an hour or a little bit more of editing.
I think that's just a great amount of time because it's not a lot.
Yeah,
but it's
and then you
perfect.
just build up as you start to think about it, and you get more subscribers and more viewers and things like that. So that's kind of the time investment if you want to have good quality in a YouTube channel that's going to grow. Okay, the third point, which I think a lot of parents are concerned about, is this a safe environment? What to do about haters? What to do about bullying? And I think it's a very valid concern, and I'll kind of give you my opinion. First is there's always haters, and for some reason when people are anonymous, it's a lot easier for people to be haters. So we figure like there's between like 1 and 10% of the people are haters on YouTube, and they will comment hateful things or rude things. And my philosophy, which is what I have shared with Fiona, is that she wants to have the last word, not the hater for whatever they said, like, oh, you have ugly hair. No, you would comment whatever it is that you feel you would comment back in a respectful way. Like where you live, you know, details like that. I mean, as much as you can keep that out of your channel, the better and the safer that it is. And the last thing I will say is that if there's anything very abusive, if there's very strong profanity, especially because this is a kid's channel, we will either delete it, or if we feel strongly that the person should be reported, we actually report it to YouTube, because YouTube takes this stuff very seriously. So the fourth point is the basics of filming and editing. I just want to give you the basics to kind of get yourself started and to start thinking about it. So the first is what to film with. What I will say is don't invest a lot until you know where you're going with the channel. So you can film with your iPhone. Especially today's iPhones, they are awesome. You could use an inexpensive camcorder and you can pick those up on eBay. That's what we started with. We started with the Canon Vixia. Before that, Fiona used to film herself off of her webcam on her MacBook. So maybe sometime we'll show you those videos. So you could actually start there. It's not recommended to start there. It's better to use your phone or a camcorder to start with. That wouldn't take a lot of investment. I also wanted to give a note on light. So light is critical for filming, but all you need is the free sunlight. And if you film in front of your window, which is what we're actually doing right now and what we did early on for Fiona's videos, is just film with the light coming at you. That's all that you need. So you might have to pick the right time of day to film. The next is to edit. So you need to edit. You cannot just put a straight video up from your phone, unless you're a vlogger and so on, but that is still not recommended. Everybody edits. Inexpensive editing software. On the Mac is iMovie. Everybody uses it. There's lots of tutorials. I'll link some of the ones that we have found because Fiona will sometimes edit on her iPhone. On the PC, which is actually what we use right now, there is, I think it's called Movie Maker on the PC. I have never used it. I've heard that it does basic editing. What I found is something by Sony called Movie Studio Platinum, and it was only like 29 or 30 bucks. I think I got it on eBay. And it is full-blown editing software. So that's where we started. So you don't need to spend a lot to get started on editing. Okay, so the fifth point is about content and a little bit about subscribers and viewers. So content, and I wanted Fiona to talk a little bit about the content and what's very basics. Again, the first part about content is kind of thinking about it in 3 segments. So the first is the first 30 seconds, and really it's the first 10 seconds of that 30 seconds. You've got to capture, you got to capture that viewer's attention. So you got 30 seconds. Then you have the guts of your video, and then you have what we call the outro. I mean, video length, that's probably a question that people ask about, and you know, I don't know if there's one answer. We try to do, I mean, who knows what this video is going to end up being. I'm trying to make it under 10 minutes, but we tend to try to like stick around the 5-minute to 10-minute mark.
It's very true. Like that's what I like.
And then the last part is subscribers and viewers and growing the channel, again, which we're going to talk a lot more in the third part. I think the most important thing to do is to be genuine, to have your son or daughter be genuine, to love what they're talking about or feel passion for it. So that's the most important thing. The other one is just going to be patience to grow the channel. So you might start out by getting 10 views or 100 views. You know, it just takes time, commitment, and consistency. So that concludes this video. The next videos are going to be one on much more detail about filming, lighting, and editing, kind of, and even setting up the channel, like kind of step by step.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very detailed what we're going to do. Then the third part is going to be on kind of how to grow the channel, like really how to think about thumbnails, descriptions, metadata,
those are very important.
Consistency, all these things to really start to grow the channel and kind of what YouTube looks for. Like, what does it take to be successful on YouTube? So that's going to be the last one. I hope you found these tips to be really useful in thinking about how to start a YouTube channel for your son or daughter, or whether they should start a YouTube channel. And if you like the video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, because then you can see the next parts in the series. And comment down below. If you guys have questions, I would love to answer them. So I would love to share that information with you. So really ask any question. And I'm out.